Tonight, fatal crash. The investigation into an early morning tragedy at an intersection in Woolwich. Looking for work.
It is so hard in the summer season to find jobs.
Students shifting their approach.
More opportunities came just through social media than traditional job platforms.
To a seasonal challenge. Also, solving a big league problem.
I think it's safe to say that the University of Waterloo is leading the charge in Canada in terms of sports engineering.
How UW researchers are trying to help some of the world's best baseball pitchers avoid potentially career-ending injuries. Good evening. We begin tonight in Woolwich, where one man is dead after a crash near West Montrose early this morning. Police say a black Ford pickup and a black Nissan collided at the intersection of Northfield Drive East and Country Lane. The driver of the Nissan, a 77-year-old man, was pronounced dead at the scene. The other driver, a 44-year-old man, was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, the circumstances leading up to the crash are still under investigation. A Waterloo teen has been charged in connection with a pair of synagogue shootings in the GTA. The synagogues were hit by bullets in early March. Nobody injured in either of those incidents. One teen has already been charged, and today York Regional Police said a second person, a 17-year-old from Waterloo, was arrested. They're facing multiple charges, including reckless discharge of a firearm. Researchers with the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Western have now confirmed that a tornado formed in Oxford County during last week's intense storms. They had previously confirmed 2 tornadoes in Middlesex County, one in Melbourne and one in Lambeth. After another damage survey on Tuesday, they are now determining that there was an EF0 tornado in Salford near Ingersoll. Peak winds were an estimated 125 kilometers an hour, leaving a damaged trail more than 16 kilometers long. And as we take a look at our first look at the forecast with Ashley here in studio, we thankfully can report it's been a heck of a lot calmer than that this week as far as weather goes. We are ending May on a relatively nice note.
You got it, Tony. Not a tornado in sight today, and that's a good news for, I think, everyone. It is beautiful out there. A perfect way to kick off Friday, and certainly, as you said, a great way to end the month of May. June, of course, just a few days away, and as we take a look at our radar, look at that. Nothing really going on in southwestern Ontario at the moment. We are getting clear conditions. We might see a small band of cloud cover through the overnight hours, but by the time most of us wake up tomorrow, we are looking at a great Saturday ahead. Right now in Waterloo region, 24 degrees, a westerly wind at 39 kilometers an hour, so it is a bit breezy out there. You certainly are going to need a light jacket if you're headed out through the overnight hours and as the sun falls, but right now, no jacket necessary. 24 degrees, as I said, in Waterloo region, 27 in Windsor and Sarnia. So, Tony, we are getting into really the swing of things for summer a little early.
I'm okay with that. All right, Ash, thank you. We'll get the rest of the forecast from you a little later. Okay, now turning to our courts. Kenneth Law entered 14 guilty pleas today for aiding and abetting in the suicides of 14 people in Ontario. Murder charges against him were withdrawn. CTV's John Woodward brings us the latest.
Yeah, today is heavy, for sure.
Heavy for Kim Prosser, the mother of Ashton Prosser Blake, who was headed to university in Toronto before he died by suicide at 19 years old.
I carry forward his legacy in my heart and my soul.
Prosser, among dozens of families coming to Newmarket Courthouse to hear the guilty plea of Kenneth Law, who arrived in an OPP transport truck as media from around the world watched. Law was a trained engineer and a former chef at an upscale Toronto hotel, but he also had a side business selling a meat preservative that in high concentrations is deadly, a product he marketed under a pseudonym on websites aimed at suicidal people, recorded saying this to an undercover British journalist.
Is very effective, like 100%.
I see. Do you know how many people have been successful in killing themselves with your products?
Many.
CTV News has tracked 150 deaths around the world tied to those products, the youngest just 16 years old. Court heard his income from the sales neared $300,000 using sales and payment platforms of Shopify and PayPal, the most recent death in January.
What I do know is that this day should have happened much, much sooner. And perhaps dozens of young lives of the vulnerable, like my son, might still be alive today.
Para prevenir más muertes.
The father of an 18-year-old who died, Yesenia Bedoya Lopez, said he hopes the judge sends a message to stop anyone considering selling the product. Thanks to his guilty pleas, Law avoids a murder conviction and won't do life in prison. It emerged that British authorities won't charge him there either. Prosser is not pushing for a stiff sentence, just hoping the trauma Law's actions caused can stop.
Every day. I walk with him in my heart in everything that I do. My passion, my drive, my everything is walking with my son.
That report from CTV's John Woodward in Toronto. Well, 2 Ottawa men are accused of using artificial intelligence deepfakes to create and distribute sexual content without consent. Police say more than 50 victims have now been identified across Canada. CTV's Josh Morano reports.
It started with one report to the Ottawa police and quickly grew. 2 men now facing dozens of charges after a months-long investigation into the alleged use of artificial intelligence deepfakes to create sexual content without consent.
Oftentimes people are not aware that they are victims. The investigators reaching out.
Ottawa police confirming they've identified over 50 victims across Canada, ranging from 16 to 55 years old, including 27 women in Ottawa, but say that number could continue to climb.
It is still very much an active investigation, and you will understand that there's a lot of information to go through cell phones and everything else. So I anticipate down the road there will be further charges.
According to court documents, the alleged incidents happened between August 2020 and December 2025. Police arrested Stephen Lowe in February, a 60-year-old man from Nova Scotia. He's facing 79 charges, including harassment, uttering threats, and publishing child sexual abuse material online.
The investigator was able to determine that the individual had resided in Ottawa and had moved from this location as a result of additional judicial authorizations. We were able to determine where the individual was, and as a result, the RCMP assisted with an arrest in Nova Scotia.
Earlier this month, a second arrest. 38-year-old Gregory Van Beek from West Nipissing, Ontario, near North Bay, now faces charges including conspiracy, threats, and publishing intimate images without consent.
Anybody with basically a photo off the internet and a disturbed mind can create basically any video they want of somebody.
Deepfakes are digitally created or manipulated images or videos designed to make a person appear to be doing or saying something they never actually did, created using artificial intelligence.
There's a social awareness around these is an increasing problem. We need to pass laws to stop it, and that is slowly starting to happen.
And that report from CTV's Josh Morano in Ottawa. More than 50,000 Canada Post workers have until tomorrow to vote on whether to accept a 5-year contract. The labor unrest has been dragging on for more than 2 years, with workers taking to the picket lines several times over a lack of progress. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers has asked its members to turn down the latest offer. A tentative deal was reached late last year, which included wage increases. Canada Post says it's lost more than $5 billion since 2018 and will eventually be ending most door-to-door delivery. If you've applied to jobs with little to no luck lately, you are not alone. Experts say the entry-level labor market has only gotten more challenging, especially for young people and recent grads. The job hunt hustle has prompted one Waterloo grad to take a different approach. CTV's Alexandra Hollick is live now to explain. Alexandra, how is this grad navigating the job market?
Well, Tony, Kaylee Klein says she's applied to hundreds of marketing jobs in the last year, but has only been able to land short-term internships or unpaid positions. So she turned to social media to document her hunt and was surprised at what she discovered.
Why the frick do I keep posting about being unemployed?
It's no question Kaylee Klein is looking for a job.
Today is day 1 of unemployment.
Since graduating from Wilfrid Laurier University in 2025, she's been on the hunt for an entry-level full-time marketing position. But Klein's search has often come up short.
I ended up landing one job out of the 200 I applied for, and it wasn't even a full-time job. It was just a summer internship. I've seen all of these roles already.
Instead of scrolling through postings on recruitment sites, Klein decided to document her day-to-day.
So here we are trying to find my next job.
And the results surprised her.
People started DMing me and telling me that they had similar experiences. More opportunities came just through social media than traditional job platforms.
Setting yourself apart from others is the top priority.
Melise Panetta is a marketing professor at Laurier. She says applicants are having a hard time because supply can't keep up with demand.
It's just more competitive, all right? That's just simply a fact. So everyone has to tighten up their game. They have to be stronger. They have to be sharper when they compete for these roles because there are fewer of roles available in the same number of students.
But even as some companies move away from depending on Canada's temporary foreign worker program to fill entry-level positions, another hurdle in the job hunt is artificial intelligence.
We're definitely seeing an introduction of a new tech in the market, which is always going to have some level of disruption. That's just the way it is. But this one is happening quite quickly, quite rapidly, and it is definitely disruptive.
To try and combat the new challenges, labor experts lean on a long-standing practice.
Your opportunity to try to network and build connections doesn't start at the point at which you need a job. Instead, you have to network very organically and very early in your career.
In Klein's case, she's built connections, found freelance opportunities, and is constantly trying to level up.
Just kind of trying to do as much as I can, little jobs to get by for now, but also still on LinkedIn 24/7 trying to find a job.
With the hope that her corporate comeback will carve a career path and inspire others along the way.
Klein also encourages others who may be in a similar position to step out of their comfort zones while also making sure that they tailor their applications for each job they're applying for. Meanwhile, experts recommend building connections and using sites like LinkedIn to network and find positions that work for them. Tony.
All right, Alexandra, thank you. CTV's Alexandra Hollick joining us live. Okay, we're just a couple of weeks away from the first games in Toronto at the FIFA World Cup, and we've got a Southwestern Ontario connection to the pitch coming up, and also ahead, the soaring cost of the tournament itself. An update on the price tag to Canadian taxpayers.
Another cool, clear night ahead, but what will the weekend look like? I'll break down all the warm weather, just how warm it's going to get for your Saturday and Sunday with your full forecast a little later in the show. Stay with us.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news. When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
The FIFA World Cup begins in 2 weeks in Toronto, and when it does, it'll include a distinctly Southwestern Ontario touch as athletes play on grass grown in Brant County. CTV's Karis Mapp is just back from Burford to tell us more. And Karis, not just the grass at the stadium that's being cared for.
That's right, Tony. The natural turf grown at a local company was laid late last year at Toronto Stadium and is being monitored daily. But Green Horizons is currently maintaining another field in Burford, which will be used as replacement grass throughout the tournament. The grass has been laid at BMO Field, now being called Toronto Stadium, ahead of the World Cup.
The field actually got installed early in the winter almost. They had a couple games on it just to set it in, and now it's been resting for about 4 weeks. They're not letting anybody walk on it. They are meticulously making sure every grass blade is absolutely perfect.
Green Horizons Sod Farms has been BMO Field's provider for over 15 years now, but this project meant the grass had to be pitch perfect.
We are so excited to be part of this world-renowned event. The World Cup has never came across the ocean like this, so it is a very, very big deal.
The grass currently at their specialty turf farm in Burford is replacement grass in case of emergency throughout the tournament.
Anything could happen, and we definitely need a backup field to be able to fix anything that needs to get done.
We mow this probably almost every day. We fertilize a good amount and lots of irrigation. It's growing on USGA sand, so it has the proper drainage, the best possible conditions it could have.
Different from artificial turf often seen at soccer fields, this high-performance grass is all natural.
It gives, but yet it has traction. You know, artificial turf has traction, but it doesn't give. That's why the soccer players around the world demand to play on natural grass, because for their own body, for their own playability, for the performance of the sport, the ball play, the safety of the players, has to be on natural grass. There is no other choice.
While Green Horizons sod will be showcased on the main pitch at Toronto Stadium, the team here has been hard at work to provide all the natural turf athletes will be playing and practicing on during their time in the city.
The City of Toronto was required to build a practice field at Centennial Park right near the airport south of the 401. We did that one last year. FIFA is going to be staying at the Nottawasaga Inn in Alliston. The team is going to be staying at the Nottawasaga Inn and playing on a field that we just put in maybe about 3 weeks ago.
Sheedle and his team will be on site in the parking lot during the tournament, but that's about as close as they'll get to the action.
We got a link to the lottery like everyone else did, unfortunately.
Keeping things fair for FIFA 2026. The Green Horizons team won't have to wait long to see their sod on the big stage. Canada takes the pitch for their first game on June 12th. Tony.
Love that local connection. Karis, thank you so much. CTV's Karis Map joining us live. Well, a big question hanging over the cost of the FIFA World Cup was finally answered today, and it concerns how much more taxpayers are going to have to cover for the West Coast portion of the event. CTV's Andrew Johnson is in Vancouver with that story.
Hosting 7 World Cup games inside Vancouver's BC Place will cost more or less, depending how you look at the math. And the province says it's leading the tournament in transparency.
There's no jurisdiction that's hosting a World Cup right now that is releasing the detailed information that's being released by the province of British Columbia.
A year ago, it estimated FIFA could cost British Columbians up to $624 million. Today, the figure is $729 million, an increase of more than $100 million. But projected revenue and cost recovery estimates are also higher, projected at $478 million last year. Today, $615. The bottom line, the province says overall net hosting costs have dropped by more than $30 million and are now estimated at $114 million.
Thanks to disciplined planning, strong financial oversight, and higher projected revenues.
The biggest revenue generator so far has been a 2.5% tax on all visitors to Vancouver booking short-term accommodation that will remain in effect until 2030. Over the next 5 years, BC says it will score $1 billion more in spin-off tourism. Sports economist Moshe Lander believes the benefit is being overstated and the losses from tourists and locals avoiding the city during FIFA ignored.
I don't want to be around that chaos. I want to be able to enjoy Vancouver in all of its beauty where it's not overcrowded with soccer hooligans. So you know what? I'm going to Kelowna instead.
A final answer to the question of, is it all worth it? Likely won't come for years. It all starts in exactly 2 weeks when the home team will hit the field in Toronto for the first World Cup game ever held in Canada. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
The head coach of the Brantford Bulldogs is moving on, but he's not moving far. Jay McKee, who's also a former coach of the Kitchener Rangers, has been named the new head coach of the new Hamilton AHL team, the Hamilton Hammers. McKee's been with the Bulldogs for 5 successful seasons, including in 2022, when the team won the OHL championship. The Bulldogs wish Coach McKee well as he moves down the 403 to Hamilton. If you're planning to do anything in Toronto this weekend, planning will be key. Another round of major disruptions to roads and transit will put a wrinkle in getting around, including closures on the Gardiner and the DVP. CTV's Mike Walker has more.
Whether you take transit or plan to drive, the commute in and around the city this weekend could take longer due to some significant closures.
I just have to wake up really early and use, I guess, Uber more.
There will be no subway service all weekend on a large stretch of Line 2 between Jane and Ossington stations due to planned track work. Instead, shuttle buses will be running.
It usually takes me like half hour, 40 minutes to get to work. After the closure, it's like another hour added, like another half hour added to my thing. So it's kind of hard to navigate.
The entire DVP and Gardner Expressway from the DVP to South Kingsway will be closed Sunday for the 5th annual Bike for Brain Health.
Stay away from the downtown core. When the summer comes and all these events are on, stay away.
10,000 cyclists are expected to take over the highways. It's the largest fundraiser for the Baycrest Foundation. To date, the event has raised more than $20 million for Alzheimer's and dementia research, innovation, care, and education.
Today, there are 770,000 Canadians who've received a dementia diagnosis. And we expect that number by 2030 to rise to over 1 million. So this weekend is all about raising crucial, much-needed funds to help with these diagnoses.
Both highways are expected to reopen at 4 Sunday afternoon. The closures, coupled with ongoing road work and repairs, has drivers bracing for this.
I've come up with a blueprint before I leave the house, so I know the route that I'm taking.
During a weekend with some major concerts on tap, including 2 at Scotiabank Arena, the Guess Who on Saturday and hip-hop artist A$AP Rocky Sunday. Plus, Bruno Mars continues his concert series at Rogers Stadium.
You want the city to be alive, right? Like, we want things to be active, so that's part of what happens.
Complicating that for concert goers, there won't be any GO train service on a large section of the Barrie Line for planned construction, as well as the Lakeshore West Line. Shuttle buses will be running, and the TTC is increasing subway service to accommodate the surge in ridership.
And that report from CTV's Mike Walker. All right, back live outside we go now to the village, St. Jacobs. From our photographer Dave Pettit, this look at a very beautiful Friday evening, although it has been breezy. As Ash was warning us last night, we were expecting things to be windy today, and it certainly was gusty early this afternoon. Still a little bit breezy out there right now. Ashley's back in a couple of minutes with the weekend forecast. And also coming up, UW researchers working on a big league project hoping to help some of the world's best baseball pitchers avoid a common kind of injury. And next, Canada-China relations in the spotlight with a key visit on Parliament Hill today. All right, Ashley's here with our weekend forecast. Last weekend of the month of May.
Can you believe it?
Which has seen, I mean, like just about everything possible.
Yes.
Rain, wind,
Snow.
tornadoes,
We had
snow.
snow.
We had snow in May?
We did have snow in early May. We had flurry activities. So.
I had already blocked it out of my memory.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. It has been a wild ride.
You're right.
Spring.
It was near Elora. I remember
That's
that one
right.
day that Jeff Turner sent in some photos.
Right. Yes, and a light dusting, but snow nonetheless.
Snow nonetheless. And as we welcome the month of June, what can these 2 June babies and everyone else who loves the month of June expect?
Sunshine. We're starting it off strong, Tony. Sunshine and really, really nice temperatures. So as I said a little earlier, you're going to need your sunscreen and a hat. And I'm going to continue to let you know to be sun safe because it's so important. And check that out. That's why that beautiful sky right in St. Jacobs. Dave Pettit bringing us this beautiful shot from there this afternoon. And you can see it is still stunning out. We do have a bit of a wind out there. So if you are headed out, maybe a light jacket if you're like me and really feel the cold. It's going to be a little chillier through the evening and overnight hours, but overall conditions quite beautiful. Let's turn our attention to our futurecast, where you can see we've got a little bit of overcast that's kind of moving through the region, but overall we are seeing pretty clear skies and will continue to do so for the next few days. So if you are a stargazer and like looking at the sky, tonight would be a great night to get out and check it out. As we push through to the west coast, right now we are seeing very nice conditions. 17 and sunny in Vancouver, 15 for Victoria. On the other side of the Rockies there, a very warm day, 28 and sunny in Calgary, 31 for Edmonton, and 32 up in Fort McMurray. Yellowknife even seeing a 24 degree day and sunshine. 31 for Saskatoon, 30 in Thompson, and it is just going to continue to be beautiful there for another few days. As we push further east, though, temperatures slightly cooler. Ottawa, 15 degrees. Quebec City, a bit rainy at the moment, and just 11. And even further east towards St. John's, believe it or not, Tony, they're getting a mix of flurries and rain this hour and just 3 degrees. So enjoy the sunny conditions here in southwestern Ontario. How quickly it can change. 24 right now for Waterloo region, 27 in Windsor, 26 for Sarnia in Ridgetown. So very comfortable conditions going into your Friday night. Perfect for a patio dinner if you're not already out there. Overnight, though, temperatures taking a little bit of a dip, 7 degrees, so very comfortable for sleeping conditions. I mean, I don't know about you, I'm not quite ready to throw on the air conditioner yet. I think an open window with a light breeze is just perfect. A northwest wind of 30 kilometers an hour is expected to continue through the overnight. Now tomorrow, temperatures getting up to 19, so not quite as warm as we have felt over the last few days, but still very comfortable. And again, considering we are still in May, that's not a bad way to end it. Taking a closer look at what's normal for this time of year, 21 for a daytime high and 9 as an overnight low. So we are right there just about. As we get a closer look at our 7-day forecast starting in Waterloo region, look at all those shiny yellow dots in the sky, Tony. Sunshine all the way through. 21 degrees for your Monday and Tuesday to kick off June. In Lambton, Kent, Essex, even warmer days expected there. 21 tomorrow, 25 for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 29 for the back end of the week. So you are in for a perfect start to June. Southern Georgian Bay also looking pretty good. 17 and sunny for your Saturday, 21 for Sunday, 19 for Monday, and 21 for Tuesday. Pretty beautiful. Okay, here's today's Weather Watcher picture sent in from Kim, who snapped this photo in Guelph last week, and she says, make a wish. Well, Kim, I'm wishing for beautiful weather this weekend, and I think it's come true.
Beautiful picture until all of those little seedlings drop all over your lawn, right, and create new dandelions.
It's pretty from afar.
It is, yeah. No, it's still a very nice look, and I think the weekend is a very nice look as well. So we'll take it. Ash, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, in Ottawa today, a 3-day visit that includes meetings with Prime Minister Mark Carney as China's Foreign Affairs Minister comes to town. Now, Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand also involved in that visit. It's the first of its kind in a decade. Here's CTV's Abigail Beeman.
China's foreign minister welcomed by the Prime Minister as well as his Canadian counterpart Anita Anand. Wang Yi spoke of record-high engagement with Anand and a relationship between the two nations that has turned around, now growing and improving with major economic and trade concerns, as he says, properly addressed.
We are committed to growing this relationship responsibly with a goal of increasing exports to China by 50% by 2030, while safeguarding Canada's economic and national security interests and values.
There would need to be some clarity about what are those guardrails, what kind of investment from China is welcome, in what sectors, and where we would actually continue to hold the red line.
The opposition leader asked if he believed Mark Carney would raise issues of human rights abuses.
Of course not. He won't do anything to make Beijing unhappy.
A former Canadian diplomat in Beijing who has met Wang Yi more than once over the decades believes human rights will be discussed and that China is likely to raise Taiwan.
We do have to reflect our values in these discussions. And from my experience, particularly behind closed doors, it's possible, necessary in my view, to speak frankly to Chinese leaders about our own concerns. And I guarantee you they will speak frankly about theirs.
The Prime Minister heads back to China for the second time later this year for the APEC summit, while this visit by the Foreign Minister could set the stage for a visit to Canada by China's President Xi. China watchers say to look towards the end of this year when the president already has plans to visit the United States. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Coming up next, a technical recession. What the latest data from Stats Canada is telling us and how it's adding up for people trying to keep up with the cost of living.
is back on 105.3 Virgin Radio. Listen to Jeff, KP, and Backstage Ben for your chance to win $5,000 every weekday. $5K a day. Virgin Radio.
New data from StatsCan suggests we are in a technical recession. And while some economists argue Canada's struggling economy might not qualify as a recession, the leader of the official opposition disagrees.
There's nothing technical about having an empty stomach because you can't afford paying the worst food inflation in the G7. There's nothing technical about coming home from work and telling your kids that you no longer have a job and that they're going to have to sell the house because Canada has the second highest unemployment in the G7. That is not technical, it is real. This is a full-blown liberal recession.
StatsCan reported today economic growth stalled in the first quarter. It primarily blames higher imports of gold and a weak month for Canada's resource extraction industries in March. The federal government says it remains confident about the economy. But for many people, word of a technical recession comes with the reality that they have already been tightening their spending for some time and bracing for more uncertainty ahead. With that story, here's CTV's Sean Irvin.
Friday morning dawns with some relief at the gas pumps.
Definitely down quite a bit from where it's been.
But the drop in price coincides with concerning news. Canada is now in a technical recession. While financial experts debate exactly what that means for the economy, the public is simply alarmed by the word.
I did not hear that yet. I'm surprised. I thought we were doing better than the U.S. anyways. I would expect them to be in a recession.
But as most of us know, it is not just the price of gas that is stressing out consumers. It's the cost of other essentials, including mortgage, rent, car repair bills, and yes, groceries. Out shopping with her young son Fergus and her mother Kathy, Rachel Vass agreed the economy is teetering on the edge.
A little uncertain for sure, but I mean, we can only do what we can do, and everything is increasing as the world changes.
Her retired mother feels fortunate that she can help if finances become a challenge for the next generation. Some of her friends are already doing what they can to help their adult children cover the cost of housing.
The young people can't afford them these days. I mean, are they making enough money to actually afford a mortgage? And the cost of housing, I can't believe it. We were just so lucky when we bought when we did.
Mike Beard is grateful that disability insurance is keeping him housed, even though the extra remains a struggle. Still, he worries about the stresses of others.
I feel sorry for people, for attitude, money, the prices, spending a lot more what they used to.
Back at the gas pumps, Sean Smith is fueling up before resuming his search for a new job. He is taking the word recession in stride.
Well, not that worried about it just yet. I've seen many recessions.
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
And now a story about how changes were made to high-interest loans last year, but some people who already had a loan were not affected. And a man was shocked that after paying his loan every month for 5 years, he's barely made a dent in the amount that he's paid off. Here's CTV's consumer reporter, Pat Foran.
Terry O'Halloran is back repairing small engines at his shop in Barrie, but he says now he feels much better about the future.
Say in a matter of about 4.5 hours, there was like 50 calls.
50?
50, yeah.
O'Halloran had health problems 5 years ago and lost his leg. He needed money to buy a wheelchair and make a ramp for his home. He took out a $4,500 loan through a payday loan company and was paying $200 per month. Even though he never missed a payment, he was shocked to discover he still owed almost $3,700.
At $4,500, if you do the math, it comes out to pretty near $10,000 for a $4,500 loan.
Following our story, viewers reached out from the GTA and across the country wanting to help.
There was people from Vancouver, there was people from Regina, there was people from Alberta, there was actually a lawyer from Newmarket, there was some, I had two from the East Coast.
O'Halloran said the first people to contact him were a husband and wife. They want to remain anonymous, but they've made arrangements to pay off his loan in full next week.
It's going to be paid off on Monday, and that's out and gone.
O'Halloran says he's overwhelmed by the response and gets emotional thinking about the kindness of strangers that wanted to help.
The support. That there's that many people out there that would do it. But I'm happy, and now I can get on with life. Also, thanks to you. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you did, and CTV News too.
O'Halloran says it was also important to raise the issue of high interest rate loans and says the government needs to do more to stop predatory lending practices.
And that was CTV's consumer reporter Pat Foran with that story. Krista Simpson's in our studio now with a look at tonight's top stories. Krista.
Well, Tony, we start with a Toronto man who sold deadly chemicals online. He pleaded guilty to 14 charges of aiding and abetting suicide, all related to victims in Ontario. Kenneth Law was originally charged with multiple counts of murder, which were withdrawn during today's plea. Law was believed to have sent more than 1,200 packages of deadly chemicals and other self-harm items to people in 41 countries. He'll be sentenced in the fall. When soccer players take to the pitch at Toronto Stadium for the World Cup next month, they'll be playing on grass that's the work of a Brant County company. Green Horizons laid the turf down last year in Toronto, and they're also maintaining another specialty field in Burford that will be used as replacement grass throughout the tournament.
Local connection there to a big event, Krista. And turning to our website, our digital team has an update on a lockdown that was playing out at Paris District High School today.
Tony, Ontario Provincial Police say it was due to a threat that came in around 9:30 this morning. Police have since deemed that threat to be unfounded, but the high school was locked down and hold and secure is put in place at 2 nearby schools during the investigation. For more information on this story, you can scan the QR code on the bottom left of your screen to get the story on our CTV News app or to download the app right now. You can also visit our website, ctvnewskitchener.ca. Tony.
Okay, Krista Simpson with our top stories. Krista, thank you. University of Waterloo researchers are working on a big league project. They are helping a Major League Baseball team find solutions to UCL injuries. That's a common pitcher injury that often requires lengthy and possibly career-changing Tommy John surgery. As CTV's Colton Weeds tells us, the researchers have discovered a way to pitch that may reduce stress on the elbows without sacrificing speed.
And we got this weird sidearm delivery, and we go, this guy's never had a UCL injury.
It's research that John McPhee believes could help keep baseball pitchers playing longer, all while avoiding potentially career-ending elbow injuries.
You cannot throw as hard, but you can pitch for longer.
McPhee and his students were approached by Major League Baseball's Seattle Mariners to find a way that would lessen the impact on their pitcher's ulnar collateral ligament.
We developed a very detailed musculoskeletal model of 5 of their starting pitchers. And then once we had this very high fidelity model, we could do some what-if simulations.
A UCL injury leads to what's commonly known as Tommy John surgery, which often can end a pitcher's career.
If you do tear your UCL, which happens to 25% of all pitchers in American high schools, not to mention Major League Baseball, they need a year to a year and a half for rehab, and often they never pitch again at the same levels they used to.
McPhee says they found throwing sidearm like Toronto Blue Jays pitcher Tyler Rogers can minimize the load on a pitcher's UCL.
What we got was this sidearm delivery that you see on the screen here that Tyler Rogers has used to, great advantage over his career, which has been a long career, no UCL injuries.
McPhee says the Mariners are now using the model.
What they're doing with it, we of course don't know. MLB teams tend to be very secretive. We do know that their injury list is a lot shorter and smaller than the Blue Jays injury list right now.
It's hard to overwrite the amount of experience that they've had with the mechanics that they've been using for so long. So usually changes come more incrementally versus these big overhauls.
Inkall, who was a co-author in the study, says pitchers aren't about to change their entire delivery because of these findings, but with MLB teams continuing to expand their biomechanics staff, it's further research that can help with performance and longevity.
It's just with time, we're going to have a better idea of how to take all these different facets and sort of have them find that optimal middle ground.
Colton Weens, CTV News, Waterloo.
For sale, pirate ships, an Eastern Ontario business with an unusual offering. That story is coming up. Well, it's certainly not something you see every day. A fleet of pirate ships up for sale. They are part of an Eastern Ontario entertainment operation. CTV's Peter Sperling brings us more.
Welcome aboard the Grey Ghost, matey, the finest ship to ever sail any of the 7 seas, or at least Mooney's Bay.
Owen McGowan loves his job, also known as...
My pirate name is Big Muscle Russell. It's not because of me muscles, it's actually because of me pet mussel Camilla, who be particularly large.
He's part of the crew hitting the high seas of Mooney's Bay on a pirate ship, entertaining visitors.
It's indescribably cool. It's adventure. It's truly, in its purest form, just fun.
In search of tourists' gold, it's an anchor attraction here. Fun for families and children by day, escape games for adults in evenings. And now, a chance to own it. Pirate Life, a tourism business here in Ottawa and in Toronto and Hamilton, is for sale. This ship can be yours.
We're a local attraction with almost 20 years of history in Ottawa, 10 years of history in Toronto. So much so that we've had young people who came on the boat when they were 4, 5, or 6 years old now apply and work with us during the summertime.
Owner Matt Slayman says he's planning on moving to Europe with his wife and is looking for a buyer.
And it's such a beautiful business. I mean, this, I think, is great for someone who wants to work outdoors during the summertime. They want to be down here on the docks, living their best life from May to October.
For sale, the business. 4 40-foot pirate ships in multiple locations, along with waterfront leases, licenses, and permits.
I think it's a great tourism experience. Sounds like a fun time. And I'm sure they'll have a lot of interest.
Oh, if I was ever in the market for one, I'd surely get it there. Maybe not this time. I got my small one for now.
Slayman says programs are running all summer.
And in the event we don't find a buyer, I'll still be captain of these ships and we'll still be cruising.
With Big Muscle Russell looking forward to another season.
What we have here is really special.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Okay, so first of all, my mistake. It wasn't an entire fleet. It was one ship. But Ash, I'm very familiar with Mooney's Bay and Ottawa, and I had no idea about this thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tony, if you are headed out to Mooney's Bay or any water around southwestern Ontario with your pirate ship, this weekend's weather is shaping up to be perfect. I'll have details after this break.
Tonight, an historic high-stakes China-Canada meeting. What the symbolic visit in Ottawa signals for future foreign policy. Later on CTV National News and Watch on Crave.
Bounce 99.5 has the music you just can't quit. Home of Bounce Mornings with Angie Hill and Sarge. KW's Bounce 99.5. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
We are back with a look at wake-up weather for your Saturday, which is looking good.
Not bad. A little cooler than it was today.
That's okay.
But I think most people at home will take it. It's going to be sunny, and that's the main thing. If you haven't started your lawns and yard work yet, this weekend is probably a great time to get out and get that done because we have a stretch of warm, sunny weather on the way, but not too bad. By 10 a.m., 13 degrees and sunny conditions, Tony. So. Okay,
that is looking good to me. Well, finally for us tonight, you may want to BUCKLE up for this next one. The Scripps National Spelling Bee. Drum roll, please, right?
A spell off last night might be the most exciting thing you see today.
So your first word is Taroni.
T-O-R-O-N-E.
Enthamine.
ENTHY-ME.
Iguape.
IGUAP.
Denebola.
DNEBOLA.
Feidodo.
FASDODO.
Coathai.
CYWYDDAU.
What? Some of those didn't even look like words. But they were, which is why Ashley and I are not members of the Scripps National Spelling Bee contestant pool.
Oh, man.
But 14-year-old Shrey Perrick, who hails from California, certainly is. He's the champion after 18 regular rounds. Correctly spelled 32 extremely difficult words in 90 seconds.
The runner-up, 12-year-old Ishan Gupta of New Jersey, put up an incredible fight, correctly spelling 25 words in the spell-off, but winner Shrey is taking home more than $50,000 in prizes. That's so impressive.
I mean,
please don't ask me to spell anything right now, Tony.
No. I mean, like, you know, we didn't have the Scripps Spelling Bee when I was in elementary school, and I always wanted to take part in it. We had public speaking competitions, which were terrifying.
I bet you would have done wonderful at that.
Didn't. I was a horrible public speaker in elementary school, through junior high, through high school. I was horrible. I couldn't stand it.
Well, believe it or not, I get shy public speaking as well.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? The things we do to sometimes overcome our fears or just embrace them sometimes. But boy, oh boy, I think we can both agree, Ash, the Scripps National Spelling Bee, maybe not our jam.
No, but kudos to those kiddos. Congratulations. Some
bright kids for sure. All right, that's going to do it for us. Now, we're going to finish off this week with a look at the Stratford Festival opening night, which was on Monday while I was away, but looks like it was a party.
Perfect weather to put on a ball gown or a black tie and get out and enjoy it. And CTV's Jeff Pickle was there doing that for just us.
Yeah, it's always a big party, always a spectacular season. And on that note, enjoy this last weekend of May. We'll see you back here tonight at 11:30. Have a good night.